Congress's main function is to make qualitative judgments in setting priorities as to what's needed and what's not needed. Graham-Rudman, or the Deficit Reduction Act, was not a product of one party. 74 senators voted for the Deficit Reduction Act, including Senators Kennedy and Chris Dodd, okay? And a majority of the House voted for it. With the spending cuts that were automatic spending cuts as a sort of Damocles, the thought there being that if Congress did not do its job, then the public could not wait any longer, that we needed some mechanism that would ratchet down the deficit over the next 5 years. Because Dennis, the estimation was that by 1991, 41 cents of every dollar would go just to pay the interest on the national debt. Now think about that. 41 cents of every dollar, 41% of the revenues. What business, what family could survive? That is bankruptcy. So we had to do something to ratchet down the deficit. And even Tip O'Neill said that the deficit would have been higher without Graham-Rudman. I think the issue is simple, and I usually do this to a press conference. This card is the card that I use to vote when I'm in Congress for my constituents to represent this district. It's a computerized voting card. Take a good hard look at this card. This is the most expensive credit card in the world. This card has no limit, or at least it had no limit until Graham-Rudman. When you or your spouse at home get a call from either Diners or American Express that you've reached your limit, whether it's $2,000 or $5,000, you know that economic reality has set in. You sit down with the family, you reorient your priorities, you may have to defer a vacation, you know that you can't go above it. Not with this card. We just reached $2 trillion, and what do? We just keep bumping up the limit, pass it on to the kids. Now, New York City had a card just like this in 1975, and the Congress took that card away from New York City. Yonkers had a card like this, and shortly thereafter, New York State took it away from Yonkers. We now have to take away this credit card and the credit card mentality in this country, just passing everything on to the kids to pay for. Otherwise, we're going to be in a terrible shape in the 90s. And Graham-Rudman is the first step in that direction, to take the annual deficit, that's $200 billion in round numbers, and all it says is that over 5 years, and by the way, this is the first time I've seen a strategic plan in government,